Please help support the channel by visiting our Amazon store, affiliate link below. Hey, what's going on, everyone? My name is Matt Jarbo. This is the Mundane Matt channel, and you know, I'm not gonna lie, I love a good conspiracy. I love them. I do. They're fun, right? Bigfoot, Chupacabra, Loch Ness Monster. Man, I loved reading about Loch Ness when I was a kid. I lived in the Northwest. Hell, I live in the Northwest now. I grew up where Bigfoot was a thing. In fact, it's kind of a mascot for Oregon still. I love these sort of things, but one of the ones I loved the most was one that I encountered via YouTube when it was suggested to me back in 2007, when my buddy comes to me and says, "Hey, have you heard about this gigantic planet that's set to come kill us all in 2012? And I'm all like, no. He's like, "Oh man, they talked about it on Fox. You gotta see this." So he sent me the link to the Fox interview, and that's where I first learned about planet Nibiru. Now, Nibiru, if you don't remember, was the purported 10th planet in our solar system that was roughly 8 times the size of Earth, that was running on a 3,600-year cycle around the sun, a rotation around the sun, and that by December 21st, 2012, it was supposed to come within, it's supposed to basically come to Earth, stop our orbit for 3 days as we were caught in its gravitational pull, therefore reversing the poles and killing 90% of the population. That was a huge conspiracy theory on YouTube back in the day, and one that, oh man, I gobbled it up. I gobbled it up like Thanksgiving dinner. Loved it. Loved it, loved it. And one of my favorite references for Nibiru was actually in 2013 Star Trek Into Darkness, which is in the very beginning of that movie. They were on planet Nibiru. So if you remember this, the blue planet with the red trees, that was Nibiru. And it was because Alex Kurtzman and Robert Orci, I think Kurtzman especially, the writers, huge conspiracy theorists. So he put that on there as more of a gag. And honestly, gotta say, I love it. But it turns out that even though we've never had any kind of sighting of planet Nibiru ever since it was originally proposed back in the late 70s by Zechariah Sitchin, when he supposedly took all that information from ancient Sumerian text, it's still popping up back in the news and supposed to kill us all, hey, tomorrow. So it says here again on Fox. I had to do this because it's Fox. It says here that rogue planet could bring the end of days this weekend, numerologist says. You gotta love numerology, man, right? You're sitting there, you're driving your car, you notice, oh my god, it's 5:55 p.m. Numerology says this means I'm gonna be lucky tonight. No, it just means you're gonna jerk off in a sock. Anyway, it says, here's to hoping you made plans for an epic weekend because it may be our last. Nah, the Star Wars isn't out yet, okay? We're fine till Star Wars. I'm cool. Conspiracy theorists are claiming that a rogue planet will disrupt Earth's orbit this Sunday and bring about a series of catastrophic earthquakes that could decimate life as we know it. Here's the thing. If a rogue planet was coming at us, we would be able to see it by now. However, if you are a true conspiracy theorist, as is the gentleman I met at Costco last week, chemtrails keep us from seeing all of that. Chemtrails are what the government puts in the air to make sure we can't see past our own atmosphere, that what we see in space is carefully crafted via chemtrails in order to make sure that we are kept in pure, utter ignorance while the aliens are coming to destroy our planet at some point in time or another. It was a fascinating conversation. He was a nice guy. I had to stop myself from laughing. I did. Because I like that stuff too. I mean, I like it from an entertaining standpoint. This guy liked it because he legitimately thought it was real and someone on AM radio told him that it was. Again, problems with AM radio, but we'll talk about that later. So Nibiru, also known as Planet X, was originally supposed to destroy our planet on September 23rd, according to a Christian numerologist who said it would collide with Earth, according to a recent report by the Daily Mail. Christian numerologists, man, come on. Harold Camping was the last big one, right? 2011, May 21st, 2011, the day the world was going to end because a rapture was going to come because some guy read about it from numbers in the Bible. Again, loved the hysteria that came from that too. Loved that it hit 6 p.m. on that date and we weren't dead and I was at work and I was pissed because I had to finish my shift. The point but that day came and went without an apocalypse in sight. Now theorists say that Nibiru will come near our planet this weekend and throw off our gravitational forces, and with it bring hellfire and brimstone. Nibiru is a hypothesized planet located on the outer edges of our solar system that allegedly completes one orbit around the sun every 3,600 years, and theorists believe that its gravitational influence has disrupted the orbits of other planets in the solar system over hundreds of years ago, and that Earth's time is nigh, meaning it's coming. It's coming. We all gonna die. It's also claimed that this alleged planet sends plasmic energy particles through our solar system, and that the flow of energy can disrupt the core flows of Earth and trigger drastic and dangerous changes in the climate. Man, I love this stuff. Conspiracy theory has gained so much traction of late, and that NASA officials were forced to comment on the improbability of Nibiru. That tells you, by the way, when you get into this conspiracy theory hashtag fake news world that we find ourselves in really high this last year, when NASA's got to step in and go, okay, guys, listen, look, we deplanetified Pluto, okay, so we're telling you the truth here. Nibiru doesn't exist. Because I think junior astronomers would be able to see it. We would know if something as big as 8 times the size of Earth is coming at us. We just would know. It would happen. We would just know about it. Right? After a while, you can't hide it with chemtrails. You're just going to see a gigantic shadow in the sky, and your impending doom is coming. So it says here that there is no credible evidence whatsoever for the existence of Nibiru, says Dr. David Morrison, a scientist with NASA. There are no pictures, no tracking, no astronomical observations. Morrison adds that there is proof positive that Nibiru does not exist and is not a threat to Earth. Yeah, if we can't see it in space after all of this time of being able to view space, pretty sure it doesn't exist. Saying, firstly, if there was a planet headed into the inner solar system that was going to come close to Earth, it would already be inside the orbit of Mars. It would be bright. It would be easily visible to the naked eye. If it was up there, it would be easy to see, and all of us could see it. Even officials at FEMA were forced to release a statement in an attempt to quell any hysteria about the end of days, in which they say that they have us covered just in case. Well, FEMA, at least they're prepping ahead, unlike Katrina. FEMA partners with NASA to develop guidance on preparing for any potential impacts to Earth from natural space objects. Upon notification from NASA of an impending impact threat to the United States, FEMA would like to take the lead to notify the appropriate federal, state, and local authorities and emergency response institutions. Listen, if you got FEMA and NASA coming out saying, not a realistic thing, I'm pretty sure that they're going to know more than some random pendejo you heard on Coast to Coast AM with George Norrie, or whatever you might have heard coming out of the bowels of Fox News. Again, why is this story on Fox News? It doesn't make any sense, considering that it was under the science section. It doesn't make any sense to me at all, unless they're trying to push this kind of narrative because they realize the core readership of their platform. And I'm not trying to attack anyone who might be religious here. People who are religious tend to be more susceptible to these kind of theories. It's just because you've grown up your whole life reading a book about things you've never seen but are expected to believe. Don't fault you for it. I think we all like those sort of things. As much as I love the idea of Bigfoot, Loch Ness, Nibiru in general, I know deep down it's not real because there's no way we wouldn't have seen it at this point in time. There's just simply no way. But they're fun to fantasize about. They're fun to think about. They're fun to write, into movies or into video games or into pop culture, because that's how we express ourselves. We express our deepest fears and hopes and everything else comes from those particular belief structures. And that's fine. Look, I'm not attacking anyone for being religious, and please don't take it as I am. I'm just saying, I just think that this particular article pushed the way it is through Fox, and I've seen this kind of stuff talked about time and time again over the course of the past couple years, and it doesn't seem to be slowing down at all, even though the evidence is still not there. I mean, you've got people out this year alone saying flat Earth is a thing. It's a thing. NASA comes out, flat Earth, not a thing. Not a thing. Why is this happening? Are people so afraid of understanding where we stand in the galaxy that they have to come up with these fantastical things in order to, distract themselves from what's going on in their own life? I mean, how else could you possibly explain it? And I'm honestly asking you guys, how would you explain it? If you are a believer of this, explain to me, please, honest to God, explain to me why you believe. I'm so curious to know. Because these are things that deep down, man, I would love to believe. I would. I love this kind of stuff. I'd love to believe it. But I've never seen any shred of actual physical evidence that would back any of these claims up. And quite frankly, I don't think any of you have either. So if you believe it, what's your driving force, man? Let me know in the comments. They should be pretty fun. Hey guys, that wraps up this video. If you'd like to leave a comment, please do so below. I love to read your guys' input. Be sure to hit that thumbs up button. It really does help me in the YouTube algorithm. If you want to support the channel, there's the Amazon affiliate store, there's PayPal, there's Patreon, there's Bitcoin. And if you're bored and you want something else to watch, check out 3 Buck Theater up here. My name is Matt Jarbo. I will talk to you guys later. Have yourself a wonderful day. Peace out.